Hey everyone, good morning. So I wanted to come to you today because I'm just seeing so much amazing opportunity coming from all of this corona stuff, and I know it's really hard when you're seeing, just the constant negativity on the news, and then you see the contrasting opinions between Democrats and Republicans and stimulus bills and blah. So it is really ridiculous. But here's the one thing is I have been trying to contact and stay in touch with as many different, business owners, entrepreneurs, and different people in different professions, and everybody's taking this this whole situation a little bit differently. But the one thing that, like, if you just use your eyes and watch what's happening, is people are being innovative, people are being creative. And yes, maybe in those first 24 to 72 to 96 hours, people were a little selfish. I think that's just the natural tendency, is like people want to try and protect themselves, protect their families whenever these type of things happen. So that's where we see toilet paper missing and some of these other things. But like now we're starting to see humanity come together. We're seeing people helping each other. But the big thing I want to talk to you about today is, like, if you have a job, if you have a business, like, this is a time for you to be creative. And like when we come out of this thing, like, you could be in such a better spot than you were going into this. And we went to Pet Supplies Plus yesterday, and this is my example. Like, we've been shopping from them for 9-10 years or whatever it is. Like, they're from a hometown in Michigan near my family. Like, I've always they're just a family that came down and moved from Michigan to open up a business. So I've always tried to support them. And you see like a Petco move in, you see some of these other companies, and you're like, oh man, like the man's going to come and take them down and all this. So we went yesterday, and what was really cool is as we're walking into the store, one of our clients pulls right up, and here's a guy walking out of the store and throwing dog food in the back of her truck. So our client is more than able. She can pick up anything. She's strong. She's one of our top one, maybe 2-3 boot campers. So like she was capable. And I'm like, wow. So like here's somebody pulling up. They're dropping food off. And so we go inside, we do a little bit of our shopping, and of course, what are we doing? We're reading labels, we're scanning through things, we wish we knew some better answers of things, and we finally make our choice, and we get to the register, and we see this huge like rack, and it was all online orders, and it was all orders that were going out for delivery. And so it's really cool. We asked them, like, wow, we didn't know you guys did delivery. And they said they just started last Friday. And so here's the cool thing with that is, like, once we drove home and we started thinking about it, and coming from like business owners ourselves, we started thinking, it's like, wow, that's probably a 5,000 square foot store. That's got to cost them like $10,000 easily in rent per month. And really, at the end of the day, like when it comes to like the buying and the purchasing of things, we started talking to some other friends and family members last night, and like, I like to research. Like, I want to compare ingredients. I would love to see reviews. I want to see all these different things that like you can't always see in the store. Now, I do know that there's always going to be things that we want to touch and hold and feel, like when we're buying. But at the same time, it's like information is so much more readily available online. So I started thinking, it's like, man, they really only need like a 500 square foot, maybe like storefront, and then they can do a warehouse. So like they can take their rent from maybe $10,000 down to $2,000 a month. They could take those employees now that all they were doing is punching in codes on a register and stocking shelves. They don't need those employees. Those employees can now be the delivery drivers. They can be the online tech support. There's so many things that can now be done and so many opportunities out of this that I think we're being forced into seeing. But like, keep your eyes open, because in your industry, there might be several things that like no one's thought of yet. And no one has like paralleled it from like, hey, now restaurants are delivering and providing this, and how now a pet food store is delivering and providing this. Like, what is your business doing? What's your profession? What industry are you in? Start looking around, because there's other states that have already been in quarantine. There's already other states that have been through this for a couple weeks, and see what they're doing, because like there is so many opportunities coming out of this. So, I know we get focused on the news and some of these other things, but like look at the things that are around us and look at how people are coming together. It's never been in a more connected time because of the internet. Like, we've never been more in touch with each other than any other time. So it's like, we're not facing Black Plague stuff. We're not facing like a bubonic plague or any of these other crazy things that like took out masses of the population. Yes, there's going to be some serious deaths. Yes, there's going to be a lot of people affected. And yes, this thing is like, it just seems like, contagious as hell of how fast it's spreading. Excuse me. But the biggest thing is our economic, impact is going to be like night and day after this. So like some of these businesses that were, maybe just barely holding on prior to this are now innovating during this, and they're going to boom. And then some of these other big businesses that have just been lazy over the years and treating their customers poorly, they're going to falter. So this is an opportunity. So if you are in any profession, any business, if you had a job, think about what you were doing and how you were operating before and how things can change. If you're an employee, go talk to then your boss. And if you can provide them value and if you can give them ideas of how they can retain business, grow business, and still continue in this new world that we're facing after the fact of coronavirus, you have more value than your other fellow employees. So too many people are afraid right now. Too many people are living in skepticism when really like this is the all-time, opportunity to provide value, not only for your fellow man, but for your, owners, for your business owners, for your bosses and some of those things, but then also your family. So if you are the CEO of your household, look around. What do you have to sell? Put it on Facebook Marketplace, because guess what? You're watching me right now because you are glued to your phone because there's not much else. So there are so many opportunities to grow, whether it's wealth, whether it's relationships, whether it's, situations of like, reaching back out to people that you haven't talked to in a while. But like there is a chance for a bond to be made and you guys can come out stronger on the other side of this. So I hope this really comes to you with a great message today. It's a positive and optimism because that's all I have inside of me. So good luck, everybody. Reach out to me. Let me hear your thoughts below.